Final game of Super Wild Card Weekend. We have some good old M&F. I thought they said we was done with M&F, but apparently we not. Because the Philadelphia Eagles are going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
The Eagles are a 3-point favorite on the road.
Why?
He said, why? They have been atrocious.
How?
Terrible. Tragic.
They've been losing to sub-500 teams that are picking top 10 in the draft, and they are a 3-point favorite on the road. How, Sway?
They supposed to be the favorite in this game. They did beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers earlier in the season. They beat them convincing.
I guess recency
but that was a different team.
Yeah, it was recency bias by me. I ain't seen Philadelphia be worth 3 points.
So what you taking? What you taking, the home dog?
No, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles on the road to win and cover. I'm going to put my faith in the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. I think they bounce back this weekend. They play a inferior opponent, Tampa Bay, right? And we've already discussed Tampa Bay over the course of the season about how Tampa Bay plays against teams that aren't the same level as Tampa, right? And I don't care what Philadelphia's struggle has been over the past month and past 6 weeks. I still think they have a better roster. I still think they figure out a way to bounce back in this spot. The only concern that I have about Philadelphia is the injuries. They have been, over the past week or so, they have been piling up injuries.
They ain't going against enough teams.
Smitty injured. He was out. A.J. Brown just got banged up. Jalen Hurts' finger just got banged up. So they've been dealing with some injuries over the past couple of weeks to some key players on their team. Sidney Brown, their safety, rookie safety, who's been playing pretty decent, got banged up. So that's my only concern for Philadelphia. Tampa on the other side, they haven't been able to score. Last week against the Panthers, they barely.
A lot of people can't score against the Panthers, though. I'm not overly concerned about them not scoring against the Panthers because quietly the Panthers' defense was very locked down.
They were good.
They were good. They didn't let a lot of people put up yards on them. So I'm not surprised about that. The Panthers would look like a more phenomenal team if the offense was able to put something together because that defense put them in position to score a fuck ton of points, and they just didn't do it. However, the game that concerns me about the Buccaneers as of recent was that Saints game.
Mm-hmm. They
didn't do jack shit. They made the Saints look like the 72 Dolphins or some shit. They made them look just dominant, and they weren't moving the ball for about three and a half quarters.
Right.
Granted, this is an Eagles defense that we could easily make an argument they could have been 0-6 in their last games because that Buffalo win was an overtime win. Like, they escaped.
They escaped a lot of games.
They escaped a few games. They escaped against the Giants the first time.
Yeah.
And they got the ass beat.
And then overtime. They escaped a lot of games.
They escaped some games this season. So, I feel like they'll win this game. I feel like I'm kind of setting myself up by saying that. But I feel like they'll win this game. This is definitely one of those teams to watch. If they get upset, I'm not.
Nobody's going to be surprised.
Nobody's going to be surprised. They've been playing so bad.
Yeah.
But I do think they should win this game because they're a better team on paper.
Right.
I don't know what's wrong with them, though. It's kind of like Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know what's wrong with them.
I think they just got to stick to the fundamentals. They got to get back to the basics. Like, they've been missing tackles on defense. Offensively, they haven't been committing to running the football. They need to take some pressure off of Jalen Hurts. They need to utilize DeAndre Swift a lot more.
Why don't you want to use Swift?
I don't understand it. Gainwell has been running the ball very well as well as far as a backup.
Swift started the season.
Yeah.
Swift started the season very good.
Right. That was the Philadelphia Eagles that we was used to seeing. Running the football, creating opportunities for single coverage on the outside. Hit A.J. Brown on some slants, on some in routes. Hit Smitty down the field deep on some post routes or whatever the case may be, on some go routes. Then you got Dallas Goedert in the inside, in the middle. You can hit him for some short routes.
That run game definitely makes the
that's what Philadelphia is. And I think that's where their toughness comes from. And they just haven't seemed like they've been tough over the past, over the course of the season, to be completely honest. but especially over the last month or so. So I think if Philadelphia can get back to the fundamentals and the basic and the foundation of what Philadelphia is, that's physical, that's tough-nosed, run the football, ground and pound, and then, you then throw the ball to the outsides and when you need to, I think that's the recipe for Philadelphia. That's when we're going to see that Philadelphia coming back. Obviously, the pass rush needs to get home. They need to make sure they get to Baker Mayfield. They need to make sure they attack and rush the passer and create some havoc. Hassan Reddick needs to wake up, and everybody else on that defensive line need to wake up as well. What happened to them Georgia Bulldogs that we've been talking about that they've been drafted?
Oh, dog.
What happened to them dogs? Haven't heard about Jordan Davis in a while. Haven't heard about their first draft pick over the past couple months.
The defense is a liability. I think that's what you're getting at.
The secondary's been banged up. They're a little older as well, but they still have talent. Those are smart players. Those are Pro Bowl type players with Slay and Bradbury and Kevin Byard. Like, you got talent back there. I think it's just, hey, man, we need to take accountability. We need to come out here. We need to be physical. We need to stick to our fundamentals. We need to make that.
Mike Evans is about to have a day.
Yeah.
Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to come out there and have a day. Rashad White is going to be a flexible player. He might have 100 all-purpose yards. Listen, if they don't get that shit together, they will lose this game. So I hope they don't go in there and think that they just about to go in there and dominate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because, as we said, when it comes to 500 or below teams and over the past 2 months, the Eagles are for sure less than 500 teams the way that they play. Keep it factual.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's just actual factual.
One of the worst teams in the league.
Exactly.
Over the past.
So hey, you dropped the ball a lot.
But I think they bounce back this week, man. I think
if they have to.
They have
that one is over with.
It's a must, man. They've been getting dogged in the media.
Way to go home, baby. So with all that being said, winner go home games and all that good jazz.
Mm-hmm.
That's the slate.